everyone, I'm Noreen and welcome to my kitchen. So we had pizza dough, we made iron skillet pizza, and I only used half of that crust. So I hope half the dough. So what are we going to do with the rest of it? You could put it in the freezer and make a couple more pizzas at another time. But tonight I decided to treat my family and we're going to make some of those delicious cinnamon sugar breadsticks. And we're going to make a little bit of icing to dip them in. These are great for after your pizza for dessert. They're great the next morning for a quick go along with your breakfast, or really anytime you just want a little sweet nosh. So let's go see how we make these. Let's work on these cinnamon breadsticks. You know, you go to a lot of the chain pizza places or pizzeria in general. A lot of places will do dessert pizzas, or they'll do the cinnamon sugar breadsticks or chocolate chip breadsticks with the pizza dough, and that's just fun and it's super easy to do. I mean, you can do it at home. You can make up a double batch of your, you know, a big batch of your pizza dough. You can make 2 pizzas, and then you can make a big pan of breadsticks, or you can cut it into squares. You know what? It doesn't even matter. So what I've done here is I have my dough and I have a little semolina flour on the bottom that I'm pressing it out here on this pizza pan. Now, the semolina is also, I mentioned in the pan pizza video that the semolina gives it that texture that you get when you go to a pizzeria. But also, it helps your pizza dough not stick to your pan. So when you press it out like this, it's going to be like little tiny ball bearings underneath your dough. I am going to cook this right on this pan, just because it's easy and I had it out, and I don't want it to feel left out. So, alright. I have it pressed out. This is quite a bit more dough than I used on the pizzas themselves. You don't want to put it out too thin, because then it gets too crispy, and you don't want it too crispy. So what I have here is about 4 tablespoons of melted butter. And I'm just going to brush this right on top of my dough. Now I have some cinnamon sugar that I have previously mixed up. This is about 1 cup of sugar and about 1/4 cup of cinnamon, because I have a cinnamon sugar tin that I need to refill, so smells good. Mm-hmm. And you put on as much or as little as you prefer. I will say, if you put on too much, it isn't going to be pleasant. But spread it around and make sure that the cinnamon sugar gets absorbed into that butter, because then it will turn caramelly and delicious when it bakes. Now I'm just going to let this sit on top of my stove until the pizzas are ready to come out of the oven, and then I'm going to pop these in, and I'll bring you back when it's time to do that. But before we put these in, I'm going to also make a little icing to put on top when they're done in the oven. So I'm going to clear, and then I'm going to get all the stuff to make the icing, and then we'll be back. Alright, my cinnamon breadsticks are ready to go in the oven, and they're going to go in there and hibernate. Once this bottom pizza comes out, I'm going to move those down, and then when it's time to take these out, I'll bring you back and I'll show you what they look like. Okay, let's make some glaze for those cinnamon breadsticks, so when they come out of the oven we can drizzle them, or you can just leave it on the side and they can dip. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to add a little vanilla, or in my case vanilla paste. You can add what you like. I have about 1.5 cups of confectioner's sugar here. You can make as little or as much as you like. The secret to making an icing glaze is just balance. So I'm going to drizzle in a couple of tablespoons of heavy cream. You can use milk, you can use water, and it's entirely up to you. What I want is to blend this so that it is fairly thick at first, and then I'll thin it out to the consistency that I wish it to be. Now you can see that's exactly how I want it now. Now, don't add more liquid too soon, because then you will end up with a mess. And that is too thick for me right now. I'm going to add another tablespoon of heavy cream. And I'm going to incorporate it with a whisk. Easy. The other reason that I like to do this at home is because I know what went into it. It doesn't have any unpronounceable ingredients in it. I know exactly what's in there. From the pizza to the breadsticks, I know what went in there. And it, you know what, in the time that I would take to wait for someone to bring it to my house, or that it would take for me to go to the pizza place and pick it up, I can literally make my own pizza for pennies. When you get your cheese on sale and keep it in your freezer, that's the big secret. You've got to make sure you have things on hand. We always have what we need on hand to make pizza at any given moment. Even if it's just a cheese pizza. I may not have pepperoni all the time, but we may have something else. We can have leftover taco meat or something else like that. But that's the consistency I like my icing. Just like that. You see how it's making a ribbon? It's not like totally thin, but it's not totally gloppy either. That's where I like it. So that's all we need. We're going to wait for those to come out of the oven, and when they come out, we'll be back. We'll show you what we do next. All right, our cinnamon sugar breadsticks are ready to come out of the oven. They're not sticks yet. Almost, though. We have to let them cool off for a few minutes before we slice them or shape them, and then we'll go ahead and we'll drizzle them with some of that glaze that we made. So when it's time to do that, we'll be back and we'll enjoy. Okay, this is our cinnamon breadsticks, and I went ahead and I cut these up already before I put the glaze on them. And then if you have any extra glaze, you just set it aside. I'm sure that you don't have any children in your house who will help you get rid of that. Or husbands. Or beagles. Not beagles. But look at how beautiful these are. Beautiful. That dough is really nice and soft, and it's crispy on the outside. The crust is crispy on the bottom. It's a little bit chewy, and then you've got this delicious cinnamon and sugar and butter. It kind of got a little caramelized on the top, and then we put this glaze on there. Now you can let this air dry. You can dig right in. You go for it. It's going to be delicious tomorrow morning for breakfast. You can have it for dessert tonight. It's up to you. So that is how you make cinnamon breadsticks, almost like you get at the pizzeria, but better. So I hope you try these, and I hope you love them. And until next time, I'll see ya. Thank you for joining me in my kitchen today. I hope you liked what you watched today, and I hope that you try it, and I hope that you love it. If you like what you saw, please consider hitting the thumbs up button and giving me a positive rating. And also, make sure that you hit the subscribe button if you're already not a subscriber, so that you don't miss out on any of the fun we have here in our kitchen every single day. You can also follow me on Facebook and Twitter and Pinterest and Instagram and Google Plus and Blogger. I have a blog over there, and you can take a look at that. You can subscribe to that feed as well. And don't forget that every recipe that you see me do here on YouTube, with the exception of a few earlier ones, you can access all of the recipes over on my website, noreenskitchen.com, where you will find printer-friendly versions of those recipes, so you can print them out and keep them for your own. So, I hope that you enjoyed it. I'm really glad that you're here. Thank you for stopping by. Don't forget to come by tomorrow. Until next time, happy eating!